So, here's the problem. The electrical in this house sucks at. For one, we have a circuit that's way overloaded. Luckily, whoever did these drawings here actually did color code the circuits, and upon first glance everything seems fine until you note that 6 and 8 have actually been combined since this, which, counting out all of these plus anything that's not on here, equals out to 11 outlets and 11 lights on one circuit. That is way over code. So we need to rewire the house. Also, another reason we need to rewire the house is because from the ground floor up, all the electrical is still cloth insulated wiring, which the insulation is literally falling apart. Fun, right? Not so much. So, I've made drawings of the house, and in this video, we'll be going through the house to map out all of what there is for all the outlets and lights. This breaker used to be a 70 amp breaker. It was upgraded with a 100 amp main breaker, but it's still just a 70 amp panel. This is the circuit that is way overloaded, a 15 amp on a dual circuit breaker. That's not good. We have no room for anything more on this panel, and yet we need a lot more room for all the new circuits that will have to be split out for things not to be overloaded. So this panel here will have to be replaced, and probably most of the wiring in this entire house will also have to be replaced. And thus, to start out, we will have to go down to the basement page and start out over here where we are at the box. One outlet on the side of the box. One light right above us. Another light in front of the stairs. A switch on that wall. One outlet behind the freezer. That's totally safe.
Yeah, totally safe, right?
One light right above. Another light right above. There used to be an outlet on this post, which the cable for was literally only mounted there and over here, and literally strung across the screws on the bar. Yet another light right above. An outlet above. Also, wiring for the hot tub, which is the only thing that's actually done totally correctly because we did it for the hot tub outside. Other than we couldn't get a cover on that panel. A big boy outlet for the dryer, and another outlet for the washer. A switch right there. Now this weird little space was my VR room-ish when I still had my setup in the room behind it. Another light right above. And this one's a pull string. And another switch right there. And a light right up there. And the outlet that I moved from the post right there. And one final light weirdly tucked back here. Almost forgot this switch right there. And we are done with the basement, which means it's time to go upstairs to the main floor. Iceman, willow, Iceman, willow. A light right there. A switch for the furnace. A pair of switches right there. A light. It's LED. And the switch. It's a fancy dimmer. One outlet right there. And another right there. There is also a switch on it. Gotta get that fixed sometime. An outlet back there. And another back there. Another big boy outlet back there. Yet another outlet right there for the microwave. And another Back there somewhere. For the fridge. First duty. A light is fucking bright. And another right there. And a switch for that light. Weirdly back here. And a switch for that light. Right there. Hey, Miss Pickles. An outlet under the window. And another outlet behind the couch. And an outlet behind there somewhere. And a light right there. And a light up there. It's also a pull string. And an outlet right there. And a switch that we have no idea what it does. Because of course every house has a switch like this. And an outlet right there. And a light right above. Yet another outlet behind the freezer somewhere. And a light up there. And a switch for that light. Also back here. And a light up here. And a switch for that light right there. And an outlet behind the bed somewhere. And another right there. And that is all for the first floor. On to upstairs. A switch right here. An outlet right there. And a light right there. A light right here. An outlet right there. And a light and a switch right above it. Miss Charlotte. An outlet under here. Another one behind here somewhere. Yet another under here. And one more back here. And a light just above. And an outlet back here. Another behind this. Yet another back here. And one more right here. And a light right here. We have gone through from basement to main floor to upstairs, mapping out all the lights, outlets, and switches. So, second part time. May have forgotten a couple of outlets though. Being one outlet there, which is on out here, and another out in the garage, which is on down there. I suppose I should also note down the hot tub panel right there, which is right there for the hot tub. Now, for the second part, we'll be going back through the house again to identify what all is actually on what breakers. I have my brother down in the basement flipping the breakers through, and we will go one by one, and when a breaker is identified, you will text me which one it is, and we will write it down here. And we are starting off with this one down here, which is this one here. And that one was 11, and that was also 11. Now for this one and this one, back here and back there, and those were both 7. And now for this light, right there, it is 4B. And next up will be this one and this one, and here, and behind here, and those are both 11. Next are these ones, and here, and back here, and those both are on 10. And now for this light, right there. And that one is 4B. And now this light, right here. It is 4B. And now this light and outlet, right there. Just waiting for him to flip it. There we go. And those are both 11. And now this light and outlet, right there. And those are both 7. And that is top floor done. And now on down to main floor. Now, we suspect that most of the main floor here is all on one breaker, 4B. So we'll just quickly go through and confirm what all is on that. Will be that one, that outlet, and that light. which is there, back there. So that outlet, and that light are all on 4B, but this outlet is not. So we will see what that one is. And that one is on 10. There, here, right here, up here, right here, and back there. I've also forgotten that we have a dishwasher here that needs power. Right here. That one is 2A. And that outlet and the dishwasher are both on 9. And I forgot about the fridge on 15A. And now we will see what is on that outlet, and that light. Right there, and up there. That light is on 4B, and that one is on 4A. Now we see this outlet, and this light. Back there somewhere. Right here, and up here. And those are on 4A and 4B. Now this light, right here. And that light is 7A. And now this outlet, right there. That outlet is 2B. This outlet and this light, right there, and right there. They're 7 and 10. And now this light and this outlet, right there, and back there somewhere. There are 4A and 4B. And that is it for the main floor. So now, on down to the basement. I had also forgotten a light in that porch room, of which both that light and outlet are on number 5. And the hot tub is on 6 and 8, as it is a large 240 breaker. And the stove is 1 and 3, as it is also a 240 breaker. The garage is on 4A. The furnace is on 13. And the dryer is on 12 and 14, as it's a 240. So now, for all of the rest of the outlets and lights down here, we'll start up here at the box. And with this plug, right there, which is on 15A. And next is this light, right up here, and it's on 15A. Let's see, this light, right up there. That light is on number 7. And now this outlet, and this light, which are back there, and right up here. And both the outlet and the light are on 16. And now this outlet, and this light, back here, up above, and also up above. And they're on 16, and 15B. And for this light, and this light. Weirdly back here, right here, and in here. Of which are on 15B, and 4A. And finally, this light and this outlet, which is here and there, of which are both on 4A. I suppose I should also mark out that switch is for that light, 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 that switch is for that light and that light, that switch is for the furnace, that switch is for that light, that switch is for that light, that switch for that light, that switch for that light, that switch for that light, and finally that switch for that light, and as well that switch for that light, and that switch for that light. And there we go, all nicely colored up with 16 unique colors. All nicely colored up so you can easily tell what's on what circuits at a glance. And doesn't that look so much better than the old drawings? Plus it's actually accurate now, because things have changed around. As we thought, there are a couple circuits that are somewhat overloaded, causing them to blow frequently, such as 4A and 4B are both overloaded. And as well, we noticed a few strange things with mapping everything out. And as well, there was some that were actually kind of underloaded by a lot. This wee little outlet and light out here in the porch room being on a circuit by itself on 5. It seems 15A only having this outlet and this light also being underloaded. 15B only has these 4 lights, which is not much, though 15A does have the fridge on it as well, so maybe best to keep that one the way it is. 2A was just the microwave above the stove, though that should also probably stay as it is. 16 may actually be a little bit overloaded or close to being overloaded with the freezer, the washer, and this other one, and the light there. Then there's this one outlet on 2B by itself for seemingly no reason. It is just simply in the middle of the hall, which barely gets used. We actually have an extension cord that runs into this room for computer setup in here. It was also nice to see that the dishwasher is on 9 with only one outlet right next to it, also on 9. But I found it strange that these 2 outlets right next to each other in the bathroom are on 4A and 11. Much different breakers, pretty far apart from each other for being just across the bathroom from each other. But overall, the wiring in this house sucks. I hate the wiring in this house. It's horrendous. A lot of things really don't make a lot of sense. A lot of looking around at the wiring up above me down here in the basement that you can actually see all of just runs back and forth all over the place for seemingly no reason. All of this could be routed and run a lot more efficiently. And of course it all has to be redone anyways due to over and underloaded circuits not being properly balanced out. And again, the wiring being old as hell and literally falling apart. But the actual rewire will be next season, because next episode we will be going through all of this a third time, actually identifying what all loads are on what outlets. And with that, we will then be able to calculate what all loads are actually on what breakers. And we'll be able to see an average daily use or possible peak usage, what breakers are overloaded and what breakers have room. And we'll also be able to see what circuits may also actually need to be split off to separate ones. Like the garage should be by itself. This heater should probably also be on a circuit by itself, so we need to put an outlet out here to run a circuit to, because it's currently plugged in the garage. And I also still have no idea what the hell that switch is for. It does nothing. Why does the switch do nothing? But that is all from me. I am Unifox, and you stay gold.